It's Sunday. Well, it's the 8th. It's the 8th day of my Diflucan and the first day of the week. So that's great, I guess. I had hoped that. Anyway, I guess I'm just a little in the negative mood at the moment. Woken up. Actually, it was pretty. I guess I was up a lot of times peeing and all that, and of course that's in some sense not. Drinking water and peeing and all that. That seems to be. You feel so dry in your mouth, and the body just wants water, and you get up and pee and so forward, and anyway. So say I regard to wonder in regards of maybe it's more than one problem. I just think that it's just weird. The itch was in was that when I woke up in the middle of the night or one of the times? It's like the itch was in the feet, down in the feet, like on, down both places. It was like that was just weird. Anyway, whatever. Again, the sixth day, I got some other products from bulk powders, and that was some resveratrol. I think I got that right now. Resveratrol. That was a really hard word too. But anyway, I also seen they call it reverse it all as well. At least that's a lot easier to say. Anything. It's. I had thought that resveratrol was actually like red, right? They say it's the color of the grapes, and I'm like, well, it's white powder. So I thought I could, make a red drink, whatever in regards to anyway, but it's pretty much water. White, and it doesn't taste of anything. Pretty much tasteless, nearly. It's like so. I tried that a couple of put it in the water. Not only that, I also took some. That's my bad. I took some cinnamon extract powder as well, which is said to be 30-1 in regards to the bark extract, which might not have in the, I mixed that into it as well. But I don't remember actually having problem in regard. I've tried the cinnamon before where I just mix it in water, just mix, some standard water and just mix it in there. And that seems fun, and that kind of cinnamon. And I did wonder, I don't know, but there's a lot of bullshit out there. And I know the Danish, health so-called food authorities and all that don't let us get raw milk and so forward anyway, they were pretty much going for the bakeries at some point in regards of using too much cinnamon. Well, we know there's a huge think it's a nutcase world, let's not look at the alcohol, maybe, let's take the cinnamon, you're using too much cinnamon in the bakeries. Okay. Well, anyway, we know there's a huge amount of health benefits in regards of cinnamon. But anyway, so there's two cinnamons that they usually go for. There's the Ceylon and the Cassia, and there's not anything in it. So, but I was like, the active compound in regards against, of course, it's called cinnamaldehyde. I think that's the compound, if you search on PubMed and all that, that's the active compound that apparently has a fungicidal effect, as to say it kills Candida albicans, for example. Of course, that's nice. So I was thinking in regards of this, where they say it can destroy the liver and all that. I just wonder, because there's so much bullshit out there. So what to believe and what to not to believe. They say how toxic is too toxic. I remember in the past when I did the research and in regards, I did choose the same. There's not that thing in it and all that. That is said to be a very small amount. So. But if you're just eating cinnamon just once in a while, it shouldn't be a problem in regards to the other thing and all that. So I went for the Ceylon because I was, thinking of doing a lot of that. For example, making tea. But I found out, I actually took you probably could get into some issues. You need to chew it. It's like you put it in there and you just chew it. I was like, That's actually pretty good. I think you get this flavor of cinnamon, of course, all in your mouth, and it takes some chewing, absolutely. But it's possible. Actually, I felt that was pretty good, So instead of making tea and all that, I was a little afraid because it's bark or something like that. It doesn't. I was afraid like splinters or whatever. It doesn't really splinter up. It doesn't. Yeah. So that worked pretty good. I can't remember if I tried the one with the Ceylon in regards to that, but you can do it. It seems. So, I saw cancer or whatever. I just wonder because cinnamon is actually said to be anti-fungus, right, and anti cancer. Now, of course, in regards to fungus and cancer, we know it's pretty much connected. But that's doesn't really compute. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just it's okay. So it's anti-cancer, anti-fungus, and all that. But it can also create it. I don't know. I just don't know about that. What was it? Where's that thing in regards to where they 0.04. But then I looked into I did wonder, I was like, okay, so they don't want us to if you're taking a lot of the cinnamon, and one of the differences you can see is that the cassia is thicker, the Ceylon is like paper. I have a picture here, of course. I could just show the pig. You can see this. This is this is the Ceylon, and this is the cassia, and you get used to it after having looked at it and tried and used it and so forward. But I remember in the past I was making tea and just put one of these things or more in the tea and eating it. You're probably it's like maybe it's releasing a little all down, whatever, down the thing, and I don't know. I'm thinking if you're drinking the tea, it's probably might actually be taken up really quickly. I don't know, but anyway, so maybe it's I don't know, maybe yeah. But anyway, and I was thinking like usually you throw out the sticks after you make the tea. In regards of the herbs, and yet we see in some countries like the Middle East where they just have all these herbs, and the thing is we're not allowed to get information on these herbs. This is an evil world. I think it's a devious, diabolical mafia, not drugs that we should be able to just know. Okay, anyway. So it's like. We don't know, in Denmark at least, I think most of us don't know anything in regards of herbs, And of course, if we actually one of the most healthiest things that is in the bakery, there's a lot of sugar and bread, and, it turns to sugar, and fungus loves sugar. Anyway, so yeah, the cinnamon might actually be one of the healthiest things I would think a bakery was actually selling, the cassia, cinnamon, and all that, and maybe it's true, I don't just in regards of this, in regards of this, thing that is bad, they say, and all that. I don't know, the coumarine or something like that, COUMAREN, coumarine or something like that. Maybe it's true, but anyway, you can go around it if you. I don't remember anyone just out of nowhere, the scare tactics come. Oh, cinnamon, bad, evil. And of course, they didn't talk about which kind of cinnamon was actually, there was actually others that talked about, well, in regards, maybe they just wanted to criminalize cinnamon, and then others maybe, but this thing is not in this version of the cinnamon. I don't know how it all adds up in regards of, but I think that they thought was so bad with the cinnamon, I guess the coumarine must have been the thing that they took, and then others might have known, well, there's actually not that much of cumin in the other kind of cinnamon, the Ceylon. Anyway, whatever. But again, I don't remember that they said, hey, you need to buy, you just need to change it. They didn't say, oh, cinnamon. I did a research to try to find some information in regards of how much cinnamaldehyde, which is one of the things they are looking at in regards of seeing antifungal potential in regards of fungal silo killing fungi and so forward, and which of course would not be a problem. Is the most common variety. It has a stronger flavor than Ceylon, and 95% of its oil is cinnamaldehyde. And that's the active component. I don't know if there's more components, but that's the primary that seems to be where they talk about anti-candida albicans and all that, and fungus. So between 50 to 63 of its oil is cinnamaldehyde, which explain its mild flavor. Because I was thinking maybe the cassia has a lot of this active compound compared to the other one. Maybe they, and if it's antifungal, apparently, our state and the whole wicked world. So I was thinking maybe, and apparently that seemed to be the case, that cassia actually have 95%, while Ceylon only have 50 to 63% of its oil. But of course, if you're afraid of this thing that they say, you could just go with the Ceylon cinnamon. I don't have enough data points to but I think it was just interesting that that actually has 95%. The cassia that they are. That's like that's the bad one, right? That has a lot of the bad thing in it in regards of the coumarin. And okay, well, if then just go with the Ceylon. The Ceylon in regards of there might be differences in oil content from one stick to another stick. I don't know. So yeah, that's I guess. So what do I know? I just how hard can it be to actually get some real information in this world? Why do I need in regards of a resveratrol reversal? What's it like reverse? What was it called? Resveratrol. Reverse-it-all, yeah. Reverse-it-all, as they called it. I saw one guy on this. And they have this, in some sense, weed. What was it called? Nut weed or something like that. And apparently, it actually can be, the plant can be eaten. But it's, and that's actually what my resveratrol or reverse-it-all is made out of. And you can find, those information in regards of health benefits and all that in regards to this. I haven't really found anything that says that this is a dangerous product, right? In regards to reverse-it-all or resveratrol. So you see articles where they say, oh, it's very effective, and it has all these positive things and all that. And then you see some other articles that, for example, oh, it's very antifungal, it kills Candida albicans and all that. And then you see another article that say, they couldn't see there was any antifungal activity, and it's like, okay, someone is wrong. It just seems, it's just. But I did try the resveratrol and the cinnamon extract and all of that, and that was on day 6, I think. Yep. So I had day 5 where I've actually felt pretty good after the 4 days of totally being. So on day 6, when I did the resveratrol and the cinnamon extract, which is I think actually from Ceylon, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's from. But I remember at some time, if I could just make an antifungal drink, right? You're drinking water down the day, and if you could just put some antifungals in that and just have some flavor as well, hey, great, right? You could just go around and drinking that all day, like a medicine, You would get some of these antifungals in you all the time, and if you could make like the real, a real powerful combination fungi, that would be great, and might actually also be able to have it taste pretty good, right? Anyway, but apparently I think it must have been the resveratrol, but I'm not sure. I got diarrhea. I got the what do you call it? A racing stomach, pretty much. And or was it? Was it? No, see here. No. Wait. No, this is the 8th day. Okay, so I see 7th day. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 6th day. Yeah, and I took a little the 7th day as well. Yeah, that would be on the Sabbath. I took a little, not too much. Well, probably much compared to what you actually need to take. But I only took like on the 6th day I took several of these spoons, and yeah. The last drink I made was 3 spoons, 3 5 milliliter spoons of it, and 3 of the cinnamon and all that, and yeah, that was just too much. Actually, I did have a like, wow, I'm actually feeling good. I felt energy and all that, but then it turned into pretty into a mess in regard. Anyway, so the last 2 days has been. The 6th day and the 7th day has been pretty diarrhea thing and all that. And on the 6th day when I took it, I'm thinking maybe it was actually killing something, and which of course wouldn't be totally a surprise, because it's both said to be antifungal, both of the components that I took. But anyway, so it did seems to after getting out of the period, it seems to get me a little into the period again of feeling bad. Really should get. I really haven't got. The last time I swam, I haven't gotten me. It's like then I want to swim and then I get diarrhea, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe not so good to actually go to the swimming hole with diarrhea and all that. The others might not be so happy if I. Anyway, that wouldn't be so good. Anyway, so yeah. But it's like 8 days, that since I was out swimming, and that was just a little trip, a little over 40. That was I had tried to get some exercise and actually gotten up to 2.25 kilometers. That's pretty good. Yeah, but. So it's like, yeah, 8 days, so that's not so good. But it's not like I don't feel like I'm overflowing with energy, not having slept in the night and all that. So, but yeah, that was, that was a slow swim, I guess. And I didn't really, sometimes you feel better after a swim, right? Sometimes you actually feel very good after a swim, but that was not one of the times, that was for sure. So yeah, I really should get some in the legs as well. It doesn't seem so. It's hard to, but it doesn't seem so powerful as. But I'll guess I'll have to see what happens. I had hoped that more would happen. What would happen in regards to, but 8 days of dive. So I have for 2 more weeks after the first. I haven't, so yeah. I still have a couple of days in the second package here, and I'm going to continue with that and see if I still have the head and all that. I still, I'm feeling warm up here, so that's still I have what seems to work quicker. But maybe I was probably too optimistic in regards to that. And of course, figuring out that maybe the eye thing floaters are not really what I thought it was. It's very sad, of course, but I can live with them. It's not. But it would be nice to get the itching away. That would be very nice. Okay, and that was very rough. It could have been worse, but it was not fun. But it could have been worse. I guess it can always get worse, right? Still remembering where I laid on this sofa and was like just just everywhere. Where it was really, 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 really powerful, and just everywhere in my body. Where it's like, oh my, this is it's incredible. Powerful. It's a little here and a little there, but it's still there, but it's a little there here and a little there and all that. And I do wonder if it, I don't know. Maybe it won't go away. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know in regards to the dandruff either. That would be nice if it went away, but I don't know. That's still much dandruff. I don't know. Maybe I should. It depends on how much it actually begins to itch. Usually, it begins to itch. That's two. That's two different itches in regards, and then there's the nipping as well. But the standard itching that I usually get when you have dandruff and all that, I don't know if if that comes around and all that, but maybe I should actually have more hair, and then the dandruff should be more, because already after 15 days, you can see dandruff usually. Well, you can see dandruff after 15 days, and that's where it begins to itch, and that's why I take it off after 15 days. So yeah, but maybe if there's actually not any dandruff after 15 days, maybe I should. But I did wonder in regards of, still having, the symptoms and all that. I'm thinking maybe there's more than one problem here, in regards, maybe maybe I have, maybe it's two problems. Maybe it's like two, I don't know. I'm just thinking if that could be the possibility, because that was pretty safe. That's good. You never know, when you have growling down there, and it's like, do we have wet access again, or do we have wet outcoming? Anyway, that was pretty good. But it seems like there's more what do you call it, peace down there in the gut. So that's nice. And in regards to the last 2 days of going to the toilet and just shooting, water out nearly. It's not, it's not bad when you actually have a bidet, because the bidet is very easy to clean out down there. But if you only have paper and you're getting out on the toilet 10 times a day or whatever, that's you end up it's a mess on the paper. That's a very, very important piece of equipment that I have in my home. That's a bidet. I don't know why anyone else doesn't have a bidet. It's wonderful. It's it's cheap. It takes a little time to mount, but it should be possible for most people. Just fix the water. Thing, and so it seemed to have stopped for now, so that's nice. That would be very nice. And if I could get an hour swim or something like that, that would be nice. Would have been nice if the itching would stop on my arms. That's, I guess, is one of the things that really, that's really. They don't have any problems anyway, but where they have these brown spots on their skin. But of course, my brown spots came with my issues, when it was moving up in my breast, and then, becoming brown spots here, and then it went out to the arms, and I began to have brown spots there. Anyway, so I see a connection, and then after the explosion where I began to have brown, I see a connection. But I do wonder, maybe I'm just rolling around my thoughts here, I know the last guy that lived here had cancer, and of course cancer is fungus related. So I do wonder if it would be nice with a what do you call it, a check in regards of mold in my apartment. I don't think it smells moldy at all. Able to be maybe two issues in regards of I don't know. Maybe I'm the Diflucan, as I understand it, doesn't. If it was to be aspergillus or something like that, doesn't really take care of the aspergillus. It's, as far as I remember, it only takes care of pretty much primarily of Candida albicans. But I'm just thinking that might, it's just so I had maybe two. I don't know, whatever. I don't know. It's just anyway. I'm going to continue with Diflucan, and of course, there's no other way to go than to go on a antifungal. To continue on that, because if I go down to the bakery, if I want to ruin myself totally, I can just go to the bakery and buy. I've seen it again and again and again that this whatever I have in my body reacts to that. Again, it might be maybe it might be a double sandwich. I don't know. Maybe Candida albicans on one level and maybe some I don't know. And some other kind of fungus or the other I don't know. I really don't know. Of course, they all make mycotoxins and all that. Yeah, that's interesting as well. Yeah, usually you could see the dots following the itch and all that, the brown dots and all that. But this is actually one of the places where I don't have any of these black dots, and it's where I still have the itching on the surface. Where it's probably a little hard. Yeah, it's a little hard to see. I don't know if anyone can see it's a little hard, but there's some. It doesn't seem like the dots are the cause for the itch, but again, it might be some damage. I don't know. I think there might be two things in regards of damage to the skin, and then in regards to if it's going to shoot out a lot of spores, right? You have mycotoxins being released probably with the spores because they want to have their babies survive, right? So how do you make the babies survive? Well, you put out a lot. The body have a harder time to respond, so the fungi babies can spread. Of course, the question is then what kind of fungi and so forward, and apparently there's not that much research in it. And looking like a immunocompetent person, then they don't really that we don't test for that, at that level, So you pretty much apparently need to have HIV or AIDS, or cancer on where you are pretty much on the end of your rope to actually have them to test for fungi. I just have to be kidding me. Again, it's the golden egg of the medical mafia. They're earning a huge amount of fungus poison in regards of antibiotic. Antibiotic is fungus poison, from a mold in regards of the penicillium, it's in regards of penicillin. That's mold. You take the mold and you let it grow apparently in this big thing. I saw a picture of it and the explanation and all that. And then I think you're making all these poisons and all that. And afterwards they then take the product and they take the poison away from the fungi and they put it into a little pill, and here you go. Concentrated fungus poison, here you go, And that seems kind of quackery to me in regards and actually, what is it and all that. I'm like, well, might be other solutions, that people could have done instead of actually taking an antibiotic. More natural solution that actually doesn't just totally annihilate your gut flora. Huh? Anyway, so Anyway, the weather is as always. It's windy. It's raining. It's not that much. Not that much rain, but it's windy. It's gray as usual. Huh? Gray. A lot of woo, and cold. But pretty much no blue sky. Oh, we lost it. Let's try again. And the windows and all that, and it was raining. Foam, or what do you call it? Anyway, whatever. So now the swimming hall is open, and hopefully my stomach can handle it, and I should go and take a swim. That would be so wonderful. To just move the body a little. And I've gotten some breakfast in regards of 500 grams of meat. Anyway, I've been using the coconut fat and instead of the other kind of clarified butter and all that I seem to have problems with as well. Still a little in regards to the butter, it would be nice with some butter. I really like butter, Butter is, I love butter. But again, there's a little sugar in it, but it's not that much, but still there is some sugar in it. And, lo and behold, you can't buy tallow in Denmark. Huh. Yeah, because they give it to the animals instead. You see, they use all the good stuff, all the good fats and all that, and they feed it to the animals, and then they give us the bad stuff, right? Like pig fat. That's the closest you can find actually in Denmark. Pig fat, but pig fat is unclean according to the Bible. So, and I don't know if they actually do something with the pig fat, like natural products. Hey, but go over to the oils and all that, right? And we have a problem, I think. Anyway, hopefully it's not. I think it's probably. Hopefully it's not. Anyway, but go over to the oil department, right? And you have huge amount of different variations of oils, but a natural product that have been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Tallow in Denmark. We don't have raw milk. We're not allowed to have raw milk. You know, they do all these demonic things to our food sources and put a lot of sugar and a lot of yeah, it's just totally. Of course, we don't have any women cooking anymore because then you are a man chauvinist and a patriarchal, asshole apparently or whatever, Actually, in regards to cooking and all that, well, they tend to get sick. And when they tend to get sick and get into issues, and forcing themselves out on the work market and all that and stressing out and whatever and all that, there's a lot of implications with that. Not only do they ruin themselves and, pretty much waste their life on a career and all that, and get sick and all that, also their husband, that the children sick. Women don't know anything in regards to the kitchen anymore, It's just incredible in regards to nutrition, It's just incredible. And if you expect that, you're a man chauvinist and, you're just a pig, right? Anyway, and then they want, some of them actually do what they're made for, right? They have a milking machine and, what is it called? Q. I can't remember. Yeah. They have it all pretty much, right? In regards to these things, and yeah, they're just running from the natural, Yeah. Anyway, everything is just upside down, and a lot of things for us. Incredible. All of the whole line. It's just this world is just utterly, just bullshit everywhere. Just utter bullshit everywhere. What is wrong with this world? Well, everything. Everything is wrong with this world. It's just everywhere. And it just continues and continues and continues. I did do also some other antifungals as well, of tea and all that. I just, I probably took too much of that as well the last couple of days. That might actually also have been one of the things that I forgot about that. I did some. Still have a couple of liters of that, and then I'm pretty much done on that. That was also bark from a tree, but I had never had problems with that. I've done a lot of liters of that without any problem. So probably it's the resveratrol that made the body go haywire in regards of really. I don't know. It could be other things, of course. That's my best suggestion. So anyway, going to continue on this. Taking my nystatin in over 14 days, so that shouldn't really be a problem. Missing a dose here and there in regards to that. Pretty much empty on the fluid thing. The last fluid thing is I don't think there's to another dose in it, and now I'm making a little havoc here on my. The problem is that I have this thing to suck it out, right? But the problem is it's not long enough, so you can't get down maybe one dose more of nystatin in that. Then I have the pills, so I guess I have pills for two. The next couple of I should have enough for a good amount of time, and I think I pretty much did the worst thing in regards. I don't think it probably isn't, I probably have done what it should do right after 14 days. So whatever. So I could probably go lower instead of taking 2 million units. Which again, I think I took 1.5 yesterday, so I missed the dose. So yeah, I think I need to go to the toilet and see how that goes, and then just get a move on and move. Go to the swimming and just take a little swim and hopefully get better in regards to that. And actually, I have over here as well. I tried linen underpants at some point because, they said it could help in regards of down there. I tried wool as well. These was like incredibly expensive. I have this and I have some blemished as well. There's the most expensive underpants that I ever paid for. So that was very, very, but anyway, I had to try it out, right, to see if there would be anything, But actually, in regards of linen, I found out that linen is actually some of the worst things in regards of, if you have the linen underpants around a day. Now, of course, you would usually change your underpants, changing your underpants twice a day if you have a problem down there. That might actually be a good idea, and taking two times a bath and then changing your. That might be a pretty good idea, and if one could, do it in salt water as well. He also talks about, it's in regards to salt water, it's a nice thing, and I think that's agreeable. I haven't really good, right, and that would probably. But anyway, the linen underpants. I'm going off topic. The linen underpants didn't really do the effect that the idea is that the linen was to keep it cool down there, so it would help, and they talked about, whatever, this and that, and high vibrations and whatever. It's a long time since I bought it and all that, right? So it's actually worse than wool. No, not wool. What's it called? I can't remember what the other, the standard fabric that we usually use. Cotton. Oh yeah. So cotton underpants, this is not underpants, but the cotton fabric and all that. That just seems better than the day. Doesn't really, it doesn't gets not so it doesn't become so good after a day having those on. So the best underpants that I know of that really where you can have them on for a longer time if you're going outside, I hoped for, but it says to actually keep it cool down there. Which of course you would like to have it cool down there, but I guess there might be other ways of keeping it cool down there and not you of course you want to have some air down in your groin. I was looking into a kilt at some point, and I actually bought a kilt just to try it out. Looked on another kilt that actually you might not have those problems. I'm not sure, but anyway. That's a little out of my league at the moment in regards of resources, and I'm still, bob in regards of a kilt, but that makes, a kilt makes a lot of air down there, it really, air, I felt so maybe more air can go up, and get some air in the groin area. Now, of course, that's not the, the primary problem anymore. Now it seems I have other, so many other things, but anyway, that's, whatever. Been a long time trying different things. Oh well. Any case, anything else? No, actually, again, I don't really, I'm feeling pretty, it could be a lot worse. The first 4 days was absolutely the worst in regards of Diflucan. And after those 4 days, it's been pretty, it's been pretty. In the first 4 days, when I was in the period of, I was like, oh my, in regards of 400, right? Oh, and I was like, oh, is this going to push more in regards of my, So the first 4 days, taking the Diflucan, that was pretty wet. I was like, in regards of taking the next dose and all that. Oh, let's. gone down. So yeah. So absolutely, the worst things is over in regards to the Diflucan. As long as I don't make any other issues by taking other things, apparently, as I have done in regards to anti-funk, killing the area or whatever. I don't know. Of course, ending up overloading the system and all that. Yeah. I don't know really, again, going on, this Diflucan and all that, right? It's been over a week now, and I don't really, I guess I'll see in 1 week more if what. But again, if I only eat meat, you can usually take that weight down on a 2 to a 0 instead of a 10 to an 8. So that's very nice. That I just wish I had found out about that for a long time ago, and I could probably have turned the boat already there, and that would have saved me for a lot of years of suffering. And itching in some sense, because the itch just, it's just, this is incredible. Anyway, at the moment, I don't really have any itch down there, so that's nice. That's pretty good. No itch, no issues down the groin area at the moment. That might come, Again, the arms are still, itching, and the legs and all that, but no problems down in the south part, so that's nice. Anything else? Still feeling, I'm feeling pretty hot, I'm feeling pretty hot in up here, and yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should stop the video and get going. So I guess that's it for me for now, and yeah. What's it called in regards of English when you're going to whatever. So it's pretty good. I just need a little swim, and there will be a lot of things to research and all that. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, guess. Well, have a good one, all of you. Have a nice week. We are in the beginning of the week, So a lot of people don't know that because they think Sunday is the last day of the week, but it's the first day. It's literally everywhere. And of course, if you don't read the Bible, you won't see it, how much there actually is, And that might be why Satan doesn't want us to read the Bible, and just be careful of Paul, God, so be careful, Jesus warned us about wolves in sheep clothing and all that would come. I don't know how many apostles that actually went to Ephesus, but we know one they've tested and found false. Well, how many apostles do you think are running around in the first century claiming to be Christians? I don't think that's as many groups. But anyway, we know one that was rejected by all Asia. And funny enough, Yeshua is true. Yohanan, he says, Yohanan is writing down and all that, is saying that all Asia rejected me. As you know, all Asia, it's a pretty big area, And then we have Yeshua saying, hey, there were some false apostles. You tested them and you found them liars. Hey, good job. Good job. What was Yeshua warning us about? Wolves in sheep clothing, right? So, the Pharisees, right? And of course, in regards to the Herodians, I think Herodians, but again, it's a little harder to make that, connection. I can't really make that myself, but I know that there's the others that have made that connection in regards to Paul and the Herodians. I don't know if that's the case, but Yeshua is warning us some of the places in the New Testament about the Herodians as well. So if they had something to do as well in regards to this, we also have an interesting Jewish source that says they're losing a lot of Jews in regards of Judaism to this new sect, in regards to believing that Yeshua was the Messiah. So they lost control over a lot of people, right? And they didn't like that. So the story goes that they are sending Paul to to take in regards of but Judaism is not in, that's a lot of man-made laws and all that, but it's taking away from, not Judaism, what is the other word? It's taking away from the Jewish, the festivals of the Jews and so forward, the Sabbath and so forward. So when Jews would look at festivals, you're eating pig and, clams and crabs and what is it called, those lobsters and eels and whatever and all that. You're eating all these unclean foods, and you're keeping the Sunday, keeping all these pagan traditions and all that, and but you say Yeshua is your not going. So what, according to one of these documents that we have, they try to get this, this new sect away from Judaism. So they still hunted down the Nazarenes and all that. They were still angry at the Nazarenes and so forward, but they wanted to get in regards to scriptural, So, and what do we have today? Well, it is exactly what we have, a lot of different doctrines. Let's see if I have the document someplace in regards of, should be over here someplace. Let's see here. I think it's around here. So here this is one of these documents. I remember one of the Jews talked about if I had read it when I was in Israel and all that. Anyway, so here is the point of the document. It's pretty much a damage control document from a Jewish perspective. It's usually written in Hebrew and all. So let's see here. The erring followers amongst Israel, and it's talking about Jesus doing miracles and all that, and but it's flipping it around and saying, oh, it's magic and whatever and all that. So again, it's a damage control document to as far as I can see. But anyway, the erring followers amongst Israel said, "You have slain the Messiah of the Lord. You believed in a false prophet," and those that are seen as erring followers amongst Israel said, "You have slain the Messiah of the Lord." So again, there was endless strife and discord for 30 years. So of course, 30 years, this must have been after before the temple is destroyed. But anyway, so the sages, that would be the big guys in regards to Judaism, decided to separate from Israel those who continue to claim Yeshu, again, acronym for may his name be obliterated or blotted out, as the Messiah. So again, Jews know Jesus as Yeshu instead of Yeshua. I met a Jew that actually was named Yeshua, and I was like, oh, that's like Jesus, But in regards to Jesus, has a special name. Anyway, and they called upon a greatly learned man, and it says Simeon Kepha. But Simeon Kepha in this instant is just Paul. It says it another place here. But anyway, so Paul for help. So Simeon went to Antioch, main city of the Nazarenes, and proclaimed to them, But anyway, Simeon, having gained the secret of the infallible name, they want to do the name thing and all that. Oh, it's because he knew the infallible name that he could do these miracles and whatever. Healed the leper and a lame man by means of it, and thus found acceptance as a true disciple. He told them that Yeshu was in heaven at the right hand of his Father in fulfillment of Psalm 110:1. Well, that's true. Jesus is in heaven. They had said, "Your new moons and your feast my soul abhorreth." They went now to observe the first day of the week instead of the seventh. Oh. The resurrection instead of Passover. The ascension into heaven instead of the Feast of Weeks. The finding of the cross instead of the New Year. The Feast of Circumcision instead of the Day of Moses. And figure out which festivals are found in that. That is the one. That's the things that Jehovah commanded. Us. That's about Jesus. It's about Jesus. All of them. Anyway, the feast of the circumcision instead of the Day of Atonement, the New Year instead of Hanukkah. They were to be regards of cheek and all that, and that would be true. That would be true. That's one of the doctrines of Yeshua. That he said, if anyone strikes you on one cheek, you turn the other as well, right? So anyway, So that would be true at least. So I still have some problems in regards to the word and all that, but I guess it's to be meek, acceptance of suffering. All these ordinances which Simeon Kepha, and there we go, or Paul, as he was known to the Nazarenes, okay, this is Paul, bring the internal strife to an end. Very interesting document. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but very interesting document that the Jews have on this, because it would make sense that, of course, there's strife between the Jews and the Nazarenes. We can see that other places as well, where because the name of God is in them, so it seems like that the name of Jehovah was actually in the documents of the, in regards to Matthew and all that, whatever they had of documents. So it does seem to have some things that are kind of interesting, because of course they would